think we can all agree that the most terrifying part of that is a close-up of the frog's face. Holy crap, that's terrifying. Hello, my name is Random Attribute, and today we are looking at Alone in the Dark. I'm not playing Alone in the Dark, you're not watching me play Alone in the Dark. Let's get that joke out of the way immediately. This is Alone in the Dark. It is a video game produced for the personal computer that came out in 1992, I believe, by a French company called Infogrames. Their name was a bit weird. It was like an amalgamation of information and programs or something. I don't know. Don't really care. They're gone now. They were absorbed by Atari many years later, and there are some sequels to these games which I want to look through. We're actually watching gameplay now. That's interesting. Not even gameplay, just still images. There were some sequels that came out similar to the style of this, where you are a 3D polygonal character wandering around rendered backgrounds. And then there were some sequels after that that came out for the PS1 and other games, such as Alone in the Dark, The New Nightmare, and a few other ones after that, which we're not going to talk about those tonight because those games are shit and they deserve to be forgotten. I will never ever look at those games for as long as I live. But anyway, it's time to take a look at this particular game. So, what exactly is it? I've never actually seen these images before, so I'm just going to let this roll for a bit. But in the background, I have the manual. This is the GOG version of the game, so all I've done is I've installed it from Galaxy, put it on my drive, played it for a few minutes to confirm that it works, and yep, all is well. Alright, so let me just mute the audio so we don't get deafened. And I'm just going to transition over to this screen here. So this is basically the manual, and what does it tell us about the game? It tells us, game objective. The owner of Derceto, Jeremy Hartwood, died a few days ago. The police report, filed after a cursory investigation, concluded that the well-known artist had taken his own life. His devoted butler confirmed that Hartwood had been suffering from considerable mental depression for some months. He had placed even more strain on his already delicate health by translating the many ancient manuscripts contained in Derceto's extensive library. He also suffered from insomnia, and what few hours of sleep he had were troubled by particularly disturbing nightmares. He appeared to be convinced of a mysterious presence in the old house. Derceto is now empty. Rumours abound of a curse or of an evil power dwelling within its walls. Such stories are not uncommon with houses like Derceto, especially in this particular area. For some days now, however, a cloud of doubt has hung over your mind. What were those strange noises? What were those strange lights inside the house at nightfall? What could account for the eerie noises to be heard each time you approach? Why did Jeremy commit suicide? And what compels you towards the house? What is Derceto's terrible secret? The secret, which unfortunately is on the box art, which I don't have in front of me, is that this is a title in the Call of Cthulhu mythos by renowned author and casual racist H.P. Lovecraft. There was another little document that came along with this in the GOG version. I don't know if this actually came with the game or not, but it appears to be like a fake newspaper which sort of goes into history of who Jeremy Hartwood is, that he was sort of like a flawed genius, and then it goes on to talk about Lovecraft. I had a quick skim of that. I didn't see the name of his cat. You can look that up if you like. It does mention the cats here, but it doesn't, say what the cats' names were. Don't look that up. And then there's just some fake stuff at the end there, along with, where was it? Something down here, just to confirm that, just in case it's not clear, the advertisements and addresses appearing in this newspaper are imaginary. So this is something that the game creators made up to go along with it. But I'm not going to read through that because I want people, maybe more than one person, to actually watch through this. Anyway, I don't think I have much more in the way of preamble, so what I'll do is I'll switch the audio back on and we'll get this started. Remember DOS, chat? Disk operating system. It actually still comes with some versions of Windows. You can type in command prompt and it'll take it in DOS. So this is the GOG version, which is based on the CD-ROM version, which I have never played. I've played it for about 5 minutes. I've heard some spoken audio. The music sounds very different from what I remember, so this is going to be a new experience for me. And I do remember bits and pieces of this, but not all of it by a long shot. So we'll see how we go. I fully do not expect to get this done within 2 hours, but we'll see. So we actually get the choice of 2 protagonists here who are probably listed in the manual, and I probably missed that. One moment. You can hear me rapidly scrolling my mouse wheel down. So selection. After starting the game, you'll be presented with 2 characters. Press the left arrow key to choose Emily Hartwood, or press the right one for Edward Carnby. That's basically all you know about them. What I do know is that Edward is going to make an appearance in the sequels, at least for Alone in the Dark 2. So I might give Diana her time in the spotlight tonight.
The attorney's letter came as a deep shock to me. My Uncle Jeremy had died by his own hand. The coroner's report was unequivocal. He hanged himself in the loft.
Going south for the winner.
Initial surprise and distress past, I considered the news. It seemed clear that Derceto had exercised a thoroughly morbid influence on my uncle's mind. That creaking old mansion with its unusual tales, its secret library door, the ancient upstairs clock, all those occult books that my uncle could not resist reading in spite of his fragile nerves. Fate had pointed its finger. Derceto had trapped its prey. Mr. McCarthy, the family lawyer, suggested selling the old house. I immediately opposed the idea.
Well, I mean, if you've got the elder gods hanging out in the house, why would you sell that? You can get a lot of money for that by selling it to exactly the right person. You just need to hold out, find who that is through private channels, and then sell it to that person.
My duty is clear. I must go to Derceto. I tremble at the thought of those dark corridors, those brooding portraits. Yet I am convinced that Uncle Jeremy left a note, a letter of some kind explaining his fateful decision. I remember his voice saying, "Look at the piano, Emily. Look harder. Maybe the secret drawer will yield up an explanation." I have the feeling things will not be so simple. Life is a mystery containing more mysteries. Jeremy taught me that much.
I think I called her Diana earlier. Too much Hitman. So we know something about a secret drawer in a piano, something about a secret door in the library, and also something in the clock upstairs.
Now is the time to confront the mysteries. Derceto is waiting for me. I pray that my fear is nothing more than the fruit of my imagination. Nothing will ever persuade me that my uncle was insane. But why did he, according to the police report, block the loft window with the old wardrobe?
You're spoiling my stream. I wanted to show that afterwards, but, well, we'll show it afterwards. So I don't know if we want to watch this again. We will be watching new content here because we're watching Emily Hartwood ascend the mansion this time, not Edward Carnby. This fucking frog, honestly. Look at this frog. Look at this frog. Ah! That shit is terrifying. Real talk though, I think this is one of the very first games I can recall playing which featured polygonal objects. And you have your backgrounds like this, but the characters are built out of polygons like that, and they control with tank controls. So in case it's not painfully obvious, this game... I mean, people will say it was Sweet Home on the NES, and I've not played Sweet Home on the NES. I might play it one day, maybe. But this game really is the precursor to Resident Evil, which you may have heard of. That was a game that came out in 1996 and featured people wandering around houses, spooky places, and terrible voice acting. So going straight from the front door up the stairs. We have plenty of doors to each side, double doors, single doors there. Then up another set of stairs past a knight which may or may not come to life. Look at her face. That looks so weird. Early graphics. So we're on the second floor now, and we're going to go up one more set of stairs, and then we'll get control. Look at that face. Expressions hadn't been invented back then, chat. And up into the loft, or the attic as I like to call it. Alright. First things first. I'm going to save the game. You can see there, I was playing a little bit earlier, so let me come up with an appropriate name. So, tank controls, left and right, rotate. Up and down, move forward, move backwards. What I need to do, and this sort of worries me, is to run, I need to double tap up very quickly. It's not tap tap, it's like tap tap. Like that. And we can have a look around here with some wonderful fixed camera angles. Doesn't make me feel all nostalgic? Sure does for me. So to pick up things, I just run into them. I found an oil lamp, which I'm going to take. We have a rocking horse that realistically rocks when we run into it. Oh, that's where we came from. Yeah, this music is 100% foreign to me. I've played the non-CD-ROM version of this game, and the music is completely different. Now, as we're wandering around here, we can do actions. EPMGR, how you doing? You never went past first room. Damn, well, we're definitely going to get past the first room tonight. Why didn't you get past the first room? Just fear or disinterest? So as we're wandering around, we can choose a contextual action here. We can do fight, we can do open search, close, push. And what that'll do is that, similar to Little Big Adventure, which we just played, we can then hold down a button and the character is going to do that. Yeah, they still hadn't fixed the fixed cameras 6 years later when Resident Evil did it. But fixed cameras is totally fine by me. So I'm actually wondering if the scripted event is now going to... that's bad. Okay, so Call of Cthulhu nerds. This game is based on Call of Cthulhu. Which creature is this? I think it might just be an original creation. Try and fight it off. Definitely can't make this up. Right, let's kick it in the balls a couple of times. Yeah, the main issue I'm having at the moment is running up to it. So in order to run, you need to push up twice in very quick succession. And playing on DOSBox, I've heard that the solution to get the window a bit wider is turn down the number of cycles. And what's going to happen now is a second dude is going to pop out of here, and I just want to have a quick look at him before we load the game and before we deal with this trap appropriately. It's just coming up an elevator of some sort. Come on, nice him. Please. Please. Fight, Emily. Goes down and dissolves into what I assume is supposed to be mist, but it looks like a bunch of circles. This game also has stances, yes, so you choose whichever stance you want to be in, whether it's fighting, opening or searching, which we'll use in a moment, whether you want to close things or push things. And the number on the left, where it shows 13, that is my health. Standard is 20, I don't know if it can go above that, I don't remember. But 13 is not good, so what I'm going to do is deal with this trap appropriately. And we were actually told in the intro how to do it. We have a wardrobe here. Someone's going to come through the window. We're going to stop that from happening. And to really seal the deal, we know about this trapdoor, so let's do something about that. I remember those noises, they've not removed those noises from the GOG version. So now that this room is relatively safe, we can now explore. Open search. Have a look in here. We found an old Indian cover. I definitely remember what we used that for. It's kind of similar to LBA. I mean, it's made by the same people who made LBA. The company split up. It was, who was it? That's shocking. I've immediately forgotten who created LBA. Oh my god, I'm having a moment. Infogrames created this. Who created LBA? Not sure if it's very visible there, but you can just see, we can certainly hear the dude trying to get through the trapdoor, and that failed. Who created LBA? I'm having a moment. Adeline Software International. I would not have picked that. So Adeline was actually, it came out of Infogrames. Basically, there was a dispute within the company, and Adelie, I don't know how to pronounce it, I'm not French, they produced Little Big Adventure, which was very similar. I'm not going to say very similar to this game, but it was similar in, I'll call it overall game design, in that you have these stances, you have a place to explore, something like that. Anyway, we have a piano here, and I need to have a look in it. We found a letter. I will not read that in a moment. The computer will do that for me. Okay, we're at a bookshelf, loads of books, and we found a book. Well done, Emily. And also in here earlier we spotted the oil lamp, which will come in handy much, much later. And I forgot the most important object of all. What's in the chest? A rifle, which is almost impossible to use. Ardeline? Ardeline? Is that correct? Ardeline? Ardeleon? given it's taken me about 25 minutes to leave the first room, we're definitely not getting this game done tonight. Right, let's make our way out of the spoopy attic and have a look at some of this dank lore. Alright, so inventory. We have an oil lamp with nothing in it, a rifle with 4 bullets, a book, a letter, and an old Indian cover. Let's read the book. Actually, let's start with the letter, simply because the letter is why we came. There was a suicide here. This was the letter that was hidden inside the piano. Maybe it's from Jeremy Hartwood. Maybe it's from Emily's uncle.
They are coming! I have freed hellish forces, and now the price must be paid. Derceto is the prey of evil. The sun has set. They will find my body, but will not have my soul. I can imagine the master's fury and the terror in the hearts of his slaves. I hear their footsteps. Some may understand what I have done. May God forgive me. Farewell, Jeremy Hartwood.
He sounds pretty sane. Nothing wrong with him whatsoever. What was in the book? So that's his suicide note. That doesn't shed a lot of light on things. I mean, we know it's a Call of Cthulhu game, so we know exactly why, but he presumably doesn't know that. What is in this book?
Fragment of the Myth of the Golden Fleece.
We could be here a while.
Translation, Edouard de Villeban. Hesperides Publications.
Then Perseus came across Ichios, who had been turned into stone. He spoke to his companions and said, "Beware of the Medusa. He who looks into their eyes is doomed to the same fate as that which befell poor Ichios, and will never more set eyes on Seriphos." "Must we go blindfolded?" asked Eumolpus. "Take up your bronze shields and polish them until they flash in the sun," answered Perseus. "Fill your hearts with courage. May Artemis guide us as though we were an arrow from her quiver." But Eumolpus was not satisfied. "Why do that, Perseus? Is 3 inches of sharpened metal not enough to destroy these accursed creatures?" Then Perseus drew his sword, which shone and glittered in the sun, and with it he dazzled Eumolpus. "Now what can you see?" the companions of Zeus' sons laughed. "Let us set to work, so that our shields may shine like mirrors."
I can't imagine that's a puzzle solution at all. So, not to talk about Greek myth, but Medusa obviously was a Gorgon. She turned people to stone by looking at them. And maybe mirrors will come in very handy in the next hour or 2 or 15 minutes or so. Just saying. Found an ore can. So I think with the ore can, what I can do is use it. And it says the lamp is full. So we're now holding an empty ore can, which I should probably drop. I've got my doubts about dropping it here. So dropping does not immediately get rid of it. It just puts it on the ground like so. And maybe I'll have to come back for that later. I'm not sure. We have a bow. But we don't have any arrows. Yep, you're doing a great job with that bow, Emily. Fantastic job. Look at that face. All right, let's just get rid of you, move back to open search. And I think we'll go out this door. It's strange though, I don't remember this door being closed when I made my way up. Okay, we're in a corridor with what looks like a suspiciously textured floor there. Which we walked over before, so I think what we can do is we can just walk safely over that and everything will be fine, right? Never mind. Alright, so in the absence of being able to retrace our steps, let's just go into this room here and see what we got. We have some sort of sitting room, a locked chest. that seems bad. I'm also deeply worried about that window. Maybe there's something in this drawer here. Found a key. Wonder what it could be for. Anything in the wardrobe? Nothing important. There's got to be something important in the chest, surely. It's locked, so let's use the key. The guy who narrated the scroll sounds just like Twinsen. Twinsen sounded a bit more... I'll take your word for it, but I thought he sounded a bit more, I want to say aloof. We have an old cavalry saber, which we can probably use as a weapon. So that's probably going to be much, much better. Oh, God. Alright. Let's fuck this dude up. And so you can see that fighting with weapons is obviously much, much better than fighting barehanded. Ah, there's a door here. That's going to get us past the crack in the floor. Okay, I was not expecting another one. This dude's shorter than me. Alright, come at me. Okay, that's bad. I found a saber blade. Awesome. And now I'm getting fucked up. I actually kind of want to load, if only because I don't want to take this much damage early on. I'm basically stun locked. Okay, there we go. And I've taken 8 points of damage there, so what I might do is just load and go through that very quickly. I recall needing the saber blade for something, but I don't remember what. So the sword breaking is a scripted event. That has to happen. Maybe if I'm fast, I can grab the saber and get out of here before the dude spawns, maybe. No one here. Let me just make a save. Alright, there's nothing in here. Anything in this weirdly shaped dresser? Okay, here comes our friend who screwed us up a moment ago. Normally with the saber you can just stun lock him like that and everything's fine, but not this time. Three hits, he dead. Time Commando came after LBA1 is basically this, but much faster paced and exclusively combat focused. Never heard of it, I'll have to check that out. Although I do like my games with a bit of exploration and dank lore. Okay, we have a locked chest of drawers with a teddy bear on it. Anything under the bed? What about down here? This looks important. We found a vase or a vase or however you want to pronounce it. Oh. That camera angle. We're looking from outside the window inside. So I need to do a 180 degree turn and hope for the best. I hit him, but I'm kind of messed up. It has been a while since I've done this. Also by Ardeline. So I have to admit, I did look them up on Wikipedia trying to figure out what other games they made. Trying to find that out is painful. Only because they were bought by Atari, or they merged with Atari years ago, I think. Or am I thinking about Infogrames? I don't know. One of the two. You know what? Let's just run out of here. Maybe we can defend ourselves from the corridor. Okay. How do I stun lock this guy? I think I just run up to him like that. Oh, there we go. Oh, no, he's fallen into the room. Never mind. Okay, he's down. Let's have a look at this vase we picked up. We only have two options, throw and drop pulse. Found a broken vase. What can we do with that? Ah, there's a key in the vase. Okay. I don't think there's much we can do with that. We can just drop it somewhere because there is inventory weight. I found a small mirror. Relevant. 2 small mirrors. Atari never released anything. I must be getting confused with Infogrames then. Because this company was absorbed by Atari, and you try looking up its history and it's impossible. We have a very strange shapely bathroom. First aid case, so that will come in handy. Let's open it up. We have a flask of some liquid. We can't look at it further, we just know that it's a flask of something, and we can drink it. We don't have any other options. Seems safe. Okay, water has been turned off in Derceto. So we can't unfortunately get a shower scene with Emily. Oh. Okay, so these dudes, there are 2 of them, spoiler alert, were not here when I came up. And just for funsies, let's fight them. I don't think this is working. Can I throw the sabin blade at them? Yes, I can. What about the vase? No, really, I think I can do this. What was that? A small broken mirror. I've never actually seen that object before, believe it or not. And it sounded like the other one just broke right there. Anyway, I think we can just get past him if I just keep hitting him. I got this. I feel weak. Well, how about we drink the flask of unknown liquid? Drink faster, lady. I feel better. Awesome. Keep hacking. You can do it. Keep hacking. I'm sure it'll go down any moment now. Yeah, we can get here later in the game, spoiler alert, but we won't be getting there tonight, that's for certain. So these dudes, I'm not sure if they're supposed to be zombies or pirates, but my body is being gently dragged somewhere. And it's being put on like an altar or a plinth or something, accompanied with the words, "The End," and we get that lovely screenshot there. Don't know what that's about. So the solution, in case it's not obvious yet past these, is you put the mirrors on these little platforms here. I think at some point he would stop looking at himself. Second mirror is here. At least their death sound is so much more elegant than their wearing pain sound, and we could just get out of pain if we stop looking at these mirrors. But I believe this is it for that floor. The only thing we've left up here is the oil can. And I kind of want to leave the keys up here and the other stuff, which I'm probably not going to use. Like the dresser key. The chest key. The broken vase doesn't seem useful. I know I need a sabing blade, so I'm going to hang on to that. I'm also not convinced I need the first aid case. There's nothing inside it, so let's get rid of that. What else we got? The books and the letter. I kind of want to hold on to the letter simply because that's from my uncle and that's very sentimental. Let's drop the book because I think that is not going to be of any use to us now that we know the secrets of polishing mirrors and what they can do against Gorgons. Flask is useful, saber's useful, bow, blah blah blah. Yep, I think we're good. Can I now take the mirrors? I don't think I can. I think they are now welded to these objects for life. Nah, they're stuck there. Maybe it's got those, maybe in these statues there's some little clips and you have to clip the mirror in place and you can't remove the mirror without breaking it. Just going to pretend I didn't hear that. Okay, so let's check out this suit of armor. Can I inspect this thing? Okay, that's a terrible idea. Let's not inspect the suit of armor. I wasn't sure if that came to life or not. So, first floor, there are a lot of exits here. We have 2 doors in front of us. A corridor here. A door in front of us. Let's give that suit a wide berth. Another door. This is where we came from initially. So we're on the ground floor now. And I would love to check if the opposite side does the same thing, if the opposite side takes me into the same place. Does this take me? Yes, it does. Cool. Okay, so it's kind of like Resident Evil's mansion in that you've got the grand staircase going up and it splits in 2 directions. But we always come up this side. Can we go through these 2 doors? We cannot. They are locked and I've just realised my mouse cursor is there. I apologise. One day I will turn that setting off, I promise. Let's go left. There's so many doors. We are in a corridor with 4 doors. Let's see what's behind door number 1. A bedroom or something? Yes. That seemed very, very scripted. Have a look at the back wall there. Hopefully I won't die here, but we'll see. Where is the broken saber? I'll try, but I don't like my odds. trying to stun lock him and he's just not having it. Have a look at the back wall there. It's kind of like there's an impression on the wall there in the shape of this notepad that I just picked up. I genuinely don't remember if that's a thing or not.
Diary of Jeremy Hartwood.
How personal is this going to get? Because if it gets really personal, I'll need to cut the stream.
September 27th, 1924. I have decided to keep this diary. Too many inexplicable events have taken place recently. Never have dreams so haunted my every waking moment. Perhaps my romantic mind was too dull, and has only now woken up to these new paths and visions. Some, seeing my recent paintings, may question my sanity. I can only ask them, what is sanity? Where does madness begin? September 28th, 1924. The night is pitch black. I am again drenched in sweat. I was wandering in the dunes, among giant standing stones. They were arranged in a circle, and the wind whistled about them. I plunged my hand into the soil and felt that repulsive thing which was trying to catch me. It seized me. I struggled to break free of its loathsome embrace and managed to tear my hand away. It was covered in sticky substance. I was gripping a knife.
Question, serious question. Were you gripping the knife before? Was it the same hand? Or did you pick up a knife afterwards? Or did you plunge your hand into the earth, pull it out, and then you were gripping a knife? I genuinely don't know, and I do know that this may have some importance later in the game.
October 5th, 1924. The stone circle is a pentacle. Derceto's library is filled with books on the occult. I will study those books until I find some explanation for the dreams. The visions that haunt me must be connected to my discoveries. I shall have to undertake a profound exploration of my dreams. December 16th. Dear God, I have found the knife. It was hidden here, and what I have learned fills me with apprehension. It is a sacrificial dagger belonging to some unholy cult. The thought of that blade tearing through human flesh horrifies me, yet I must continue my research. Derceto is a storehouse of treasures.
Never mind, you just answered all my questions. Presumably he found the knife in the dream, but now he's actually found the physical knife. Probably in the library.
Was my father right, after all? January 23rd. I spend all my days plunged in dusty books. The servants are convinced I am mad. At night, I awaken them with my screams. The dreams are draining what sanity I still have. I have tried staying awake, but in vain. My visions have changed. No doubt the influence of my father's research. February 7th, 1925. The Dark Man, that is what I call him, has revealed his true face to me. He appeared, as usual, near the fireplace, but this time he approached me. His terrible smile will haunt me to my dying day. His breath was ice, and his burning eyes froze me. I could not move. I know, as surely as I have ever known anything, that the face I saw, the face that has turned my nights into hellish torture, is the mask of death.
No description other than a terrible smile and burning eyes.
March 10th.
And yet he's still alive.
My exhaustion is beyond description. The endless reading burns my eyes. It seems that pirates frequented the area. Dr. Herbert insists I keep to my bed. I have moved to another bedroom and sleep much better now. The Dark Man has not gone, however. I know it. He will wait for as long as he must. Unless I, Jeremy Hartwood, can find a way to send him back to whatever hell he comes from.
I mean, he's a figment of your imagination, right? That has many disturbing implications, but whatever.
March 11th. My poor knowledge of Greek and Latin is a serious handicap to my reading. I have, nevertheless, made a great step forward. I drew the symbol on the floor. He can no longer go there. I want him to understand that I can do the same thing in my bedroom.
Are you talking about the pentacle/pentagram or a different symbol?
I can imagine his rage and frustration. Only last night he found his way back into my dreams. March 13th. The translation will seriously dent what money I have left. I cannot paint. My pictures are clearly the work of a lunatic. The collector Thornhill's embarrassed smile was proof of that.
This is a long notepad.
March 29th. He has come back. He found the door to my dreams. I am too weary to attempt any defense. I have no strength left to fight, and he knows it. He considers me dead already. Could I possibly? March 30th. How ironic! The cave my father sought for so many years is here, beneath the house. Waits. The butler discovered a crack in the cellar wall.
That's
A
important.
breeze blows in through it, icy and repugnant. I am filled with horror at the thought of my father dying in this place.
Is the dark man your father, perhaps? So there's a crack in the cellar wall. That will be important.
I will carry to my grave the vision of his face contorted in the agony of that fatal heart attack. His body was twisted. He had wept. His fingernails were torn and bloody from scrabbling at the floor. Dr. Gray concluded that death had been due to a heart attack. It was Waits, who some time later was informed that my poor father had in fact bitten off his tongue and choked on his own blood.
A heart attack might have caused that, just saying.
March 31st. I explored the caverns in a dream. The dark man came with me. Strangely, I felt almost well. How can I describe what I saw? No, what words are capable of explaining such evil? I realized that my death was of no interest to him. The dark man wants something else. He seeks a body. His avid servants are now free. I am the cause. It is almost funny.
The dark man wants a body. So the dark man is what, a spirit who's haunting dreams, but he wants a physical body. And servants are now free. I am the cause. What did you do to cause that? I'm not sure whether that's related to the pentacle or you doing something else, perhaps.
A curse is on Derceto. From the foundations to the very rooftop, I can no longer struggle, let alone eradicate the evil that grips the house. The end is very near, I can feel it. I have taken the decision to... May he who finds this diary pray for my soul.
He sounds like he'll be alright in a couple of days. Alright, what is this thing on the wall here? For reals. I think we will hold on to that notebook because there are some important things in there. Which I may need to reference later on. It genuinely looks like it's like an outline of the notepad above the fireplace though. I don't know if that's a glitch or what. Why did the music just change? I don't like this at all. Alright, so I did take a hit in there. Let's see what is behind door number 2. But what the fuck? Okay, another first aid case. That is useful. Oh shit. Alright, let's open search this. We have another flask. I'm going to drop the briefcase here. Briefcase. First aid case. Emily, if there's no room, make room. And I want to charge in there, grab whatever that is on the ground next to the wardrobe, and run. I found a jug. God knows why there's a jug in the bathroom. I mean, some people are into that sort of thing. You know, I won't judge them or whatever, but you'd think I could grab a jug out of the kitchen or something. So I can sort of use the jug, and Emily's making an action with her hands, but nothing's happening. This room is in the dark. Uh-oh. This means that I need to pull out the oil lamp. And I'll switch the lamp on. I have no oil. How do I switch the lamp on for reals? Do I potentially need a lighter to switch this on? Yeah, I think I need to find a lighter to switch this thing on, which means... Spoopy noises, this room is a bust. For now. I remember this room very clearly. That was very strange indeed. This dude apparently is just pretending to be a painting or something, and he throws axes at you. I tried inspecting him before and nothing happened, but what we can do is we can blind him. Like that. And then maybe we can have a look through Jeremy's art gallery. I think indeed that's what this is. Oh god. That's an instant death? Really? Wow, okay. This game's a lot more punishing than I thought it was. So we can go halfway down the art gallery. So it's a set of double doors, and then we're kind of stuck. Put that down. I'm not sure if I can pick it up, actually. Let me see if I can pick it up. No, that is stuck there, and we can't pick it up. Again, it must have some of those little clips on there that prevents us from removing it. I'll admit I'm struggling to remember how this plays. Alright, let's go to about here. Make a save. Just see if we can creep on into this area here without being spotted by the other painting. We have, and that's no good. So as you can see here, we're walking into a library of some sort. But the room is in the dark, so this was a complete waste of time. We need to come back here later when we have figured out how to switch on our oil lamp. Yeah, what do we do about that? I'm really not sure. So we've got two rooms that we can explore on this side of the mansion. We can't yet because the rooms are dark. let's take a look at the opposite side of the mansion here on this floor. I'm having some bad flashbacks here, chat. Found a box of cartridges. They're going to come in useful for our rifle. Which now has 12 shots in it. We've used cartridges, that's cool. I want to make another save here because this is the sort of game where you can die in 5 seconds flat. The fuck is that? It's an instant death is what it is. Yeah, the ghosts do that, and I do not recall how to get around them. It's been a while. Problem I've got is I really want what is on the mantelpiece there, or the fireplace, which looks like matches. Okay, so maybe running alerted this ghost. Photograph of Uncle Jeremy with me. That is terrible English. We have a poker and a matchbox. So the poker we can throw. Maybe use it as a weapon. The gramophone we can throw or drop put. Don't know what we can use the jug for. Let's just get out of here before anything can go wrong. So with the matches, maybe we can look at these other rooms now. Maybe. Okay, the lamp is on. I'm going to put the lamp down just so I don't have to carry it everywhere. What have we here? We have a wardrobe of some sort. With nothing important. A very heavy statuette. A book. Some more what looks like should have been paintings on the walls but have been removed because a layer of dust is there. I don't know. Some bullets for a gun which we don't have. Anything on the bed? No. Gonna grab the oil lamp, and I'm not sure how to unlight this now, or extinguish it. I'm hoping just as long as I'm not carrying it. Yeah, we should be okay. Let's have a read of this book. Settle in.
A Brightness from Afar by Lord Boleskine, an account of his celebrated voyage to New England, 1824, Alistair Publications, Cambridge.
Following a splendid journey, the sunny harbour came into sight. The locals were much impressed with one's arrival in their midst. One had time to sketch several of them and notice signs of degeneracy. Some children showed one their queer hands that would inspire uneasiness. Upon the promise of a few coins, a child is undertaken to reveal to one a most prodigious phenomenon of a natural order. One admits to being skeptical as to the prodigiousness of the marvel, whatever it may be. Indeed, one suspects it to be little more than an evening stroll to some charming wooden hut situated in the forest hereabouts. One will nonetheless go, for it is always well to submit to such local enthusiasms.
You're losing me, game. This really does feel like it was written in the 1920s.
One admits to being somewhat flabbergasted. The Milky Way shone like the fires of the apocalypse from the inky celestial vault. Certain distant stars, normally invisible to the naked eye, were clearly visible, glittering indeed with a strange intensity. The heavy clouds that had settled above the village had no hold over that place. It would be pointless to offer here the names of the constellations one perceived in utter clarity. Apart from the interminable length of such a list, one might conceivably risk being charged with exaggeration. The cross cast its shadow on the ground. The sea in the distance was dead calm. Tonight, one will return to that spot and draw those stars. Tomorrow night, one will at last see Halley's Comet in all its brilliance.
You can tell that was in the
The
90s.
youngster will carry torches, despite one's developed sense of direction. Honed by years of travel, one feels incapable of finding one's way through the dark forest unaided. The drawings will, one is convinced, set light to the souls of men. Such a moon! One lost count of the craters, so sharply was their definition. Loath as one is to seem excessive in one's appraisal, one cannot but feel that the forest clearing is indeed a place outside the common laws of time and space. Surely it is not an hallucination. How strange to consider that idle conversation, some research in the British Museum, and a voyage to this backward village should culminate in so astounding a discovery. It may be that others have noticed the extraordinary nature of that place. How else could one explain the presence of that cross?
What have we learned here? What is useful? I mean, the only thing which I find that could be gameplay related maybe is talking about a cross right at the end there.
Such! The cross cast its shadow on the ground.
The cross casts its
The
shadow
sea
on the
in
ground.
the distance was dead calm. How strange to consider.
It may be that others have noticed the extraordinary nature of that
some
place. How
research-
else could one explain the presence of that cross? I'm definitely not seeing what in that book is useful, unless it's coming up very shortly in the library. Diary of a Journey. Let's drop that. I definitely recall what the statuette is for. I just want to see if there's anything about the statuette before I use it. Let's see if we can get into the library without being shot. Alright, we are on a timer here, so let's save over the dark. Use this. Drop this. And I think this door leads me to somewhere where I've been before. Indeed. Oh god. Dude's fucking wall clipping. Can I fight you? I know I can't fight you, I just want to do it anyway. Let's throw the poker at you. No, that did nothing. Let's throw the statuette at you. It wasn't an insta-death, so let's try hitting you with the gun, maybe. Right. Clearly there is a trick to taking you out. Clearly. I don't remember what it is, but I'm going to find it. Alright, we're in a library, so there should be some books here. Nothing important in this particular bookcase. Yeah, this might take a couple of goes for me to determine what's where. I found a book. I found a book in the library, chat. Check it out. Oh, that doesn't look suspicious at all, does it? And yet I can't search through it. There's a mechanism to trigger, really? Whatever, let's read this book.
The Sons of the Sun and of the Shadows. Lieutenant Lope de Vega's account of his astounding travels to the land of the Aztecs.
I mean, I'm really not interested in this. All I really want to know is how do I defeat this thing that's chasing me?
Holy Christ! Cried Captain Cortez, astonished by the strange rite we beheld. We found the savages half naked. They were throwing balls of silver and gold at each other. They laughed as if demented, clearly maddened by some heathen drug. And yet, should one of them fail to catch the ball thrown in his direction, the poor devil was seized and dragged off to be sacrificed in their temple.
Is that actually a real thing in Aztec culture? Seems like a really, really fucked up version of dodgeball. Holy shit. Alright.
As we discovered, this frightful game was a ritual most holy to them, and symbolized the movement of the heavenly bodies.
Yeah.
The dropping of a ball foretold a catastrophe. That is what the Aztecs believed in their godless ignorance. Their countless deities could only be appeased through endless human sacrifices. The victim's heart, which was still beating, lay in the hand of the murderous priest. The interior of the temple was surprisingly...
Did I miss
as
one?
we discovered,
No.
the interior of the temple...
I'm just going straight into a temple.
was
Whatever.
surprisingly cool. The weight of our armor, our exhaustion, even the burden of our suffering, they were all banished by a sense of awe that the crudely magnificent altar instilled. In the tomb-like silence, a deep voice chanted an incantation. The majestic statue of the water goddess, Chalchihuitlicue, seemed to throb with vitality.
Don't ask me to pronounce that word.
This massive stone, draped in a golden cloak and studded with precious stones, was coming to life before our very eyes. Horror of horrors! The granite eyes of the statue, empty of life only moments before, were now injected with blood. We staggered back in amazement. Dom Jose was taken by a fit of convulsions. He tried to raise up his crucifix, as if to ward off an attack by demons. The heathen priest laughed cruelly. The statue's mouth cracked open in a deathly grin, bearing teeth sharpened to dagger points.
I think the crucifix is an item that I can find, so if I do find it, it's not going to work against a statue draped in gold.
Captain Cortez cried, "Attack!" But it was no use. We were glued to the spot. First, we were unable to move. Our armor seemed to be bolted to the temple floor. Our legs weakened, and we collapsed in a thunder of steel. Only Cortez had the presence of mind to unsheath his dagger. He hurled it at the cackling priest. 4 inches of the finest Toledo steel buried itself in the heathen's face. His blood spurted, splashing the now lifeless idol. We picked ourselves up with difficulty.
Is that the statuette that I picked up? But it is talking about throwing a dagger at the controller.
Never will I forget that terrible moment. My companions, naturally enough, told tales of devilish enchantments cast upon our armor. Whatever the truth of that, I could not deny that the supreme god of the fourth universe had treated us as mere playthings. I am convinced that a terrible energy is yet contained within that heathen statue. A power strong enough to change a proud conquistador into a helpless puppet. Drawing of Chalchihuitlicue by Dom Jose de la
Well,
Sierra,
there we go.
done before the destruction of the Aztec temple of Tenochtitlan.
That looks exactly like the statuette that I've picked up. No? Yes, no. So this statue is very, very dangerous. What was this book called? The Sons of the Sun. This thing's chasing me, so I'm just going to put some distance between myself and it. And let's continue exploring the library, looking for some books. Nothing important there. I don't doubt that I'll die once or twice before I figure this out. I found a book. Let's read the book.
Fragments of the Book of Abdul.
In the antique city
Here we
of
go.
dead Relaya, Cthulhu dreams and waits. In the pit of time, the unspeakable lies in wait. That is not dead which can eternal lie. Relaya, your blocks of stone seal the ritual that gives birth to fear. Cthulhu Fatang! Cthulhu Fatang! Ayah! Ayah! Let he who knows how to invoke the stones act. It is time. Let the shadow of Cthulhu darken the sky. May the servitor of the black goat of the woods with 1,000 youngs sound his flute in honor of the unspeakable. Cthulhu Fatang! Cthulhu Fatang! Ayah! Ayah! May he who may not be named cast his withering gaze upon the unbeliever. For he is the door, the key, and the guardian of the door, and holds you now in his immense power.
I feel the author of this was a bit of a nutter. No, actually, never mind. That did not kill us, but I think if we read it again, it will kill us. I kind of want to read it again just to see what happens. We can't handle that book. That book is too complicated for our little brain to handle. You know how you were a kid and you looked at the library and, well, you went to the library, you looked at some books, you picked a random page, and depending on how many words you couldn't understand on the page, that would affect whether you booked the book out or not to read. Similar concept. We just cannot handle that book.
The Sun.
Right, we've read that. There is something interesting in there about the statuette, but I'm not sure how to interpret it just yet. What have we here? We have another book. We have another book. Alright, there's a mechanism to trigger around here. Let's have a read of these two books. Maybe one of them will help.
If Rocks Could Talk, or The Story of a Louisiana Plantation, by the Marquise de Chamfray.
After the criminal selling off of Florida by the foul usurper, my father elected to remain in this inhospitable land, where we were free at least to express our royalist feelings, and hope our country would come to its senses. In 1818, a certain Pickford bought up Ledoux's land, after the poor fellow had ruined himself in unfortunate speculation. Pickford soon turned out to be the most loathsome human we had ever encountered. He was an adventurer of the worst kind, nouveau riche, and bloated with a grotesque sense of self-importance. First came the incessant army of men with shovels, digging into the mountain of earth that was to fill in the surrounding swamp. The undertaking was quite stupendous. We learned from a slave that the final objective was to connect the existing caves with another one of gigantic proportions. Racked by a mania of persecution, Elia Pickford constantly fired his workers and hired new ones. He did all he could to keep anyone from learning about his plans. My father was amused and said, "The poor fool will end up getting lost in his own cave." But the walls went up, and tongues started wagging. Our detestable neighbor had been a sailor, a ruffian grown rich on questionable trade. Distasteful stories were told of him.
So my immediate thought about this is this the same cave which is under Derceto, which is accessible through the cellar maybe? And maybe this dude is still down there if he's getting trapped in there. What? What is this?
Racked by a mania of persecution.
What are we looking at here? Is this the first floor? If so, we've not been here yet. Not on this run anyway. I'm trying to remember if that's actually the first floor or not. So we can see a staircase on the left. And it definitely doesn't correspond to the floor that we're on with that twisted little corridor with the 4 doors. And I don't see the library there either. This must be the ground floor or it's somewhere else. That's interesting. We'll need to hang on to this one.
When the work was finished, Pickford invited us to the opening of his rambling mansion, which he named Derceto.
Okay, never mind. It's all
My
connected.
father asked what the strange name meant. Pickford answered, "Derceto reminds me of Astarte, the fertility goddess. Around here, the name is Shub-Niggurath. I believe that a name so steeped in evil should be said aloud came as not such a shock to my father, as he himself confided in me some while later.
We're just casually tossing out the name of the Cthulhu mythos gods like it's nothing.
We left immediately.
Yeah, that's fair.
In June of 1862, Derceto was burned down in unexplained circumstances. It was undoubtedly the deed of some jealous Yankee or another. It was amazing to watch the servants rushing into the flames to try and save their bullet-riddled master. After that terrible night, Derceto fell into ruin. Its blackened walls were soon overgrown, as human-built works always are, by ever-present nature.
So it was burned down in 1862. Jeremy Hartwood's diary, the last entry in that is 1928. So 66 years have passed. They clearly rebuilt the place.
In 1875, the property was eventually bought by a gentleman whose name was Howard Hartwood. I was sorry that my father, who delighted in fine conversation, was no longer alive to enjoy the company of this new neighbor. Learned and well-versed in history, he had made a particular study of piracy. It was Hartwood who told me that Pickford had commanded a ship that flew the flag of piracy. That explained the scoundrel's great wealth. Hartwood was fascinated by Pickford and undertook a great deal of research in an attempt to find some treasures that he was convinced the pirate had hidden. He went through the ruins inch by inch. He then had the burnt-out house rebuilt exactly as it had been, and refurbished the library that had miraculously escaped the flames on the night of the Great Fire.
And we're now standing in this library with a ghost chasing us. That does not bode well.
Hartwood set about studying every volume in that library, and often talked to me of his research. He was a handsome widower, deeply attached to his son Jeremy, who was later to become a professional artist. Hartwood worked incessantly, first from the room I offered him, then from his own freshly restored home, which he rebaptized Derceto. I imagine he hoped to enlist the help of the god of good fortune in his treasure hunt. As far as I have ever been able to tell, all his searching came to nothing. There were no lost treasure to be found at Derceto. I learned of Artwood's death while I was in Paris. But that, as they say, is another story.
Interesting. We've learnt a lot
If
about
rocks could talk,
the
or
mansion,
the
the
story
history, what happened. This here, though, is arguably more valuable than everything else, even though the rest of it I did find very interesting. First 3 pages, yeah, no, but then after that, this must be the ground floor. Why is there a map of this in here? Who knows? So this is If Rocks Could Talk. What is the other? No, it's called Story of Louisiana Plantation. Let's have a look at this one.
Unfinished chapter of Terra Incognita by Jacob Van Ostate. A hitherto unpublished fragment of the manuscript unearthed following indications furnished in the Vatican Library's Expurgatory Index.
In those icy and unwelcoming lands, the rites of wizards and healers are deeply rooted in ancient legend. Mysterious and cruel beings are thought to have ruled over the Arctic plains in times past. A cursed city, enclosed by massive walls, is believed to stand to this day. It contains fabulous treasures and is inhabited by the degenerate descendants of those who instilled centuries of terror in the hearts of the people. These people, naturally placid, are seized with rage and horror at the very mention of the prisoners of the ice. Were these dreadful captives to be freed from their frozen cells, they would reap a horrifying tribute of human flesh. These blood-curdling beings may be invoked by certain ritual words. They can even be controlled, albeit with the greatest of difficulty.
Is this out of Game of Thrones, the ice wall in the north thing? I don't know, I don't watch Game of Thrones.
I admit to being impressed by these tales, repeated to me on many occasions and in a number of different places during my travels in the region. I have also seen troubling cult objects, sculpted in a material unknown to me. Another remarkable fact is that local Eskimos experience great distaste in pronouncing certain words, and invariably avoid saying them. Here is a living example of the power that words contain. As it is said in the Bible, in the beginning was the Word.
I have a feeling this is going to end very badly. No? That's interesting. No, I'm not dead. Yeah, so it goes on about this whole... okay, so it's unfinished.
Chapter.
Here.
So clearly the author was too afraid to finish it, or it's been sabotaged, who knows. Yeah, I really need to find something to get rid of this dude. And I am very worried about the amount of oil in that lamp. Is this the same book? I think it is, even though I'm at the opposite end of the bookshelf. So yeah, I picked it up out of here. Yuck, there's got to be something else in here. That dude is exactly where I don't want him right now. The only other interesting thing I've seen is that mechanism, which I can probably trigger by placing a book in there, but I don't know which book. How much? Yeah, it's down to 38. Really what I want to do is find what I need, then load, and then just crit path it so that I am not wasting oil. Come on. Emily, please. Nothing there. Nothing there. There's got to be something here. Nice legs, lady. I did try searching it just to rule out that bookcase. There's so many manuscripts in this library, but I've only found 4 so far. Alright, I'm kind of tempted to just try placing Terra Incognita into the bookshelf, if only because it is incomplete. So what if I try putting this here? No, that's not working. She's actually trying to put it on the floor. She is not trying to put it into the shelf. What about this fucked up book? No, no room. So clearly I'm missing something here, or I'm here too early. And I think I'm trapped. Trapped by the huge purple polygonal dude. Alright, what am I missing? I do have vague memories, spoiler alert, of finding a torn out page in here. So we have 3 books on this side somewhere. 1, 2, I think the other one's directly ahead of me there. 3. What is on this side of the secret room? Come on. There's a mechanism to trigger. These 3 books we've read. We know all about those. Yep, that one there we just looked at. And then the story of Derceto. On the other side of the library, I've only found 1 book, which seems wrong. I think there should be a lot more than just 1 book here. Nice breasts, lady. So it's on this bookshelf on the right. That thing we cannot read. If we read it, we will take health damage. We do have some books upstairs. The one about, what was it? I don't remember what it was. There's one upstairs about the mirrors, and the other one about... Oh, I don't even remember. Whatever it wasn't important. Just want to kite this guy again, take another look, and if I can't find an answer here, what I might do is I might just leave this room alone. Emily is definitely aware, we saw in her intro, that there is a secret door in the library. But right now I'm just not sure how to get it open. I know where the mechanism is. I suspect I need to place something where the mechanism is located. But I may not have that item just yet. Yeah, there's only 1 book on this side of the library. That's crazy. Alright, well, you know what? Right now, I've read those books, and those books are very fascinating and all, but right now I'm accomplishing nothing. So I'm just going to run through here and unlock this door. Now, this guy next to me, I don't remember exactly how you're supposed to learn this. We did read a little bit about the very heavy statuette a short while ago, but I do recall being able to do this. As you can see, that was a fantastic throw. She threw it and it landed at her feet. Really? I thought what I could do is throw this at the statue and the statue would break. Like that. And I do not recall if that's supposed to be a thing that's hinted at in the book. Like you're fighting against soldiers, the statue destroys soldiers, I'm not sure. But I'm going to take this sword because unlike the saber, this sword is unbreakable. And you know what? I think we'll leave the library for now and we'll leave that statuette where it lies. And we don't have the book which shows us a map, but you know what? Let's just go down to level 1 and have them poke around. We're on the last floor already. Okay, a locked door. Not a locked door. I don't think there was anything written about the gardens of Derceto in those books, was there? Ooh, we found an arrow. 2 arrows. 3 arrows. Fuck. Really? Really, game? Yeah, this game was definitely a product of its time, that's for sure. Before we grab the arrows, let's just inspect the rest of the room and see what else is in here. We have an exit to the left. Yeah, I did notice that I was down to 10 health on the previous run, but 10 health, boosting up to 20, whatever else, it won't help me against those spiders, that's for sure. Is there something behind? No, I think that's just a doorknob. No, it's not. It's like a little brown thing that's in the garden bed there. This door... Oh, I've got terrifying memories of this room. This room can die in a goddamn fire. There's something behind the dancers there. Two locked doors. Yeah, the same thing's going to happen as with the ghost lady upstairs. If I approach these guys, they're going to go apeshit. I think the solution for this one is I want to play the gramophone, correct? J. Strauss's Blue Danube. Never heard of it. They seem to dislike this music. Okay, let's... Definitely heard that music before, don't remember where. How do I stop this? That's not how records work. That's not how gramophones work. That's not how any of this works. No. Enough. Alright, we're not playing that. Let's get out of here. Do I want to grab the arrows now? I want to try it just to see if I can take out the spiders with the sword. I suspect this is going to end awfully, but you know, I learn by doing. Alright, how about if I leave the room and then come back in? Will they respawn? So I've got a horrible suspicion I need the arrows for something. I don't remember what. Maybe it's to shoot the painting upstairs. Yeah, look at these little fuckers. If needed, no, if needed I could probably run through there and die, so you know what, let's leave the arrows there as well. So we've got multiple things to worry about. Arrows, the library upstairs, these spiders, a locked door right there. So we're going to get out of hand very, very quickly, I think. I've got memories of the room next door. Let's grab the pot of stew or soup. You definitely don't want to eat or drink that much, I do remember. Let's have a look around. Another matchbox. Why do I need a second matchbox? Two knives. Not sure what I'm going to use those for. Hello. We have a key of some sort. See if that unlocks the door on the opposite side. We have a biscuit box and now we are struggling. Pretty sure the biscuit box is healing. No water. Still don't have somewhere where I can fill up my jug. Oh shit. That's bad. Alright, let's quickly make our way in here. Turn around. Stand and deliver. Three hits from the sword is enough. A box of shoes. I remember what's in the shoebox. And we have a barrel full of water, so let's use our... I don't remember what it's for, but let's use our jug on that. I now have a jug of water. Can I drink it? Yuck, some stagnant water. That does not increase my health. So we've got more oil here if we need it. That's good to know. And we've got the shoebox amongst the coal. Gonna make a save before I walk in here because I do remember what's in here. Never mind. I do not remember what's in here at all. So, there's a lot of dudes in here who are just hanging around. And I thought what I could do is I could put the pot of soup on the table. And that's going to keep everyone occupied somehow. I don't recall entirely how this works. I think I did actually take everyone out manually the first time I played this game. No, they're all just having a great time. You know what? Let's just be safe about this. No, it's not letting me do it now. Never mind. So using a pot of soup there can be used to somehow get rid of all these dudes. Or disable them, whatever. Oh my god, really? Game? I'm trying to use space and backwards to parry or defend, and it ain't working. And this, folks, is why I save my game frequently. See if I can get out of your way, because you're going to sit down. You know what? If you're not bothering me, I'm not going to bother you. I'll just let you stare at the soup. Anything in the fireplace here? What about that curtain up the back? There's like a white curtain at the far end of this room. But I am afraid of trying to go for it because I need to go through at least one of these two guys here. Yes, there's something here. There is not. Smoke coming off an ashtray. That looks like a lighter of some sort. Okay, there you've got it, folks. Proof that cigarette smoke will kill. We just went from 10 to 5. And I wish I'd saved. Have a locked door here. That key does not open it. Maybe we can use the jug of water on that to extinguish it. Right, before we go through that door, let's check out of this exit here. That should take me back to the main hall. This door we know is locked from the other side. Can I unlock it with this key? No, so that door leads to the ballroom, I'll call it. What about this door here? This door was locked. Nothing. Actually, you know what? I've had enough of this house. I'm at the exit, let's just go. Not quite as exciting as trying to go out the doors in Resident Evil, but close. Killed by a gelatinous green thing. Okay, so it looks like going into the smoking room is the only way to get into that area behind the double doors. So let's... I'm worried about that guy standing up there. Can I go out here? Yes, I can. Okay, maybe what I can do is make a run at it and see if I can use the water pitcher on it. Found a lighter. Where's my water jug? Will this work? Yes, you pour the jug's content on the cigars. So there you have it, folks. Cigars will kill you. So now that we've done that, what else can we do in here? We have a record, that could be useful, and we have a book. And we have a locked door. Which once again, the key does not open. What does this key open? What about this door? Okay, this door is straight up open. Oh god. Alright, let me make a save. I'm pretty sure for this guy I need this sword. Like, I need to have figured out... That dude's a straight up pirate. I need to have figured out that the statuette can take out the suit of armor upstairs. I do have terrible feelings about this, just to be clear. I don't recall if this is how I actually kill the guy. Because it looks like he is doing a pretty good job at defending me. You can see he's actually using his hook to deflect some of my blows there. Okay, the moment I hold backwards and try waving my sword around like that, I take a hit. So, what about the rifle? Dang, okay. We have another book. I'm kind of tempted to read both books and then just load. Maybe there's a strategy on how to take out this pirate in the book. I've got a vague feeling that I need to pick up his hook once he goes down. A vague memory, rather.
Memories.
Speaking of which...
by Alistair Boleskine. Printed in London.
Thank you.
It was during a conversation with G that one first heard of the New England fishing village of Eye. The area was apparently the ideal place from which to witness unusual phenomena in space. The quality of the air, along with the conjunction of several favorable factors, made one impatient to get started. Having gleaned what information one could from the British Museum, one set off with all haste. One's work on space and comets in particular
Here we
had
go
met
again.
with a warm response, and one thought it judicious to include several original sketches of the phenomenon, sketches which one felt were sure to arouse a great deal of keen interest in the scientific circles of 1834. One refers naturally to the passage of Halley's comet.
Editor's note. Lord Boleskine's memoirs end at this point. Who knows what extraordinary contributions he might still have made had he not succumbed during his visit to New England to dementia, followed by an early death in St. Andrew's Hospital.
Either Cthulhu got him, or that was just a cheap way of finishing the book. Nothing useful in that one in the cigar room. This one we picked up right next to the fighting dude here, the pirates. What's in here?
Daemonia Particularis, Signs and Rituals, by Heinrich Cassel, Ring Publications.
The ritual of invocation demands that the officiant be pure. We have already described the complex operations to be followed in order to call those that sleep in superior dimensions. We shall, for the present, limit ourselves to the sign of mutual recognition used amongst their number by adepts of the Cult of the Old Ones. The sign also serves as protection when in the presence of a servant of evil. The sign resembles a blessing, save that the first and little fingers are both folded beneath the thumb, whilst the second and third fingers are held up. It would appear that this sign has no effect on adepts of a certain rank with knowledge of particular secrets contained in the Corpus Demonicus. The use of such signs is not without considerable risk to the user during any attempt to call upon those from without.
I don't have a webcam hooked up, but I'm trying to do that sign with my right hand right now, and it's legit hurting my wrist. Very dangerous indeed. I don't think that's of any use to us whatsoever either, which is annoying. So the one thing I have picked up, which may be of use perhaps, I really hope this guy doesn't follow me. If he does, I'm loading an earlier save, is I've picked up a different record, which means I can maybe get past these ghosts. It's a very big maybe though. Alright, you did not like the so let's try playing the other one. Got some picky fucking ghosts here, chat. Another locked door. Alright, we have some room, so you know what? Let's go back to the kitchen. Will this music get me DMCA'd? I mean, if it does, I think it's worth it, just saying. Let's grab the shoebox, which of course, being an American game, is where we store the guns. And there was a biscuit tin inside this little pantry here, which I think if I open it up will reveal a flask and or biscuits, which I can eat to increase my health. I feel better. I've gone from 10 to 15. Awesome. Alright, I'm kind of stuck actually. There's got to be something super obvious I'm missing, and I'm thinking maybe what I need to do is grab those arrows and see if I can use those to take out the pirates and or take out the painting upstairs. And now that I've been up here, now that I've been down here, I really would like to take another look at that book in the library and look at the floor plan for the ground floor, just to see if there's something I'm missing. Alright. Let's see if this works. I'm pretty sure it won't, but I'm willing to give anything a go. No. He is evading those with grace and skill. Alright, let's take a look upstairs. The issue I've got is I don't know how to get back into that room now that it's filled with spiders. So if I want to get in there, I need to go through the locked door, which is in the room with the pirate. I just need my oil lamp. Still not sure what to do about you, but I'll come back for you, I promise. Oh god. What the hell? Well, what? I mean, I have been playing... I mean, I did set the stream for 2 hours. I have been playing for 2 hours. I think it's either time to quit or... What the fuck's going on here, for reals? I'm not touching anything at the moment, chat. Either the game freaked out because I came through, I approached the painting from that angle, or something's changed. Maybe the statuette? The statuette being on the ground, maybe it's trying to home in on that? But we saw after a while that it did actually try to hit me, so... Can I pick this up or is it too heavy? I don't think any of those books are going to be helpful to figure out this puzzle. Let me drop the statuette here. Just want to see if this works. I'm going to move over to the right-hand side of the corridor. No, that's very clearly still aimed at me. Alright. So can we do a little arrow-on-arrow combat here? I wish there was a way of taking these out. There probably is, and I probably just can't recall it, or I never did it, and I never figured it out. Should have really dropped those inside a room somewhere. And can I take out that purple thing? Alright, let's see if we can do this. How good are you with an arrow, Emily? An arrow? How good are you with a bow? That actually works. I don't recall that. Very well, we have a new door to explore. Is it locked? It's not locked. Great. What we got? Oh, that looks promising. That looks very promising. And that looks like we're about to get attacked, so I'm going to equip my sword. The camera angle there just completely changed that window. Oh, the clock! The clock was one of the things that Emily mentioned in her briefing. There's got to be something useful here. No, you spoke of the clock. Can I push this clock? I'll be damned. What we got? Another key. And a parchment. Let's have a read of that. And then I'll take a look at this book. And then I'll quickly see if we can figure out what's in the library. But then I'll need to call it quits.
The Creatures of Night by Hubertus the Bald. Translated from Latin by his brother in prayer, Fratre Johann Marcus.
Oops.
Of monstrosity. You who read me know that night engenders monsters and that night creatures exist. The accursed book of Abdul al-Hazred is clear on this matter. That is not dead which can eternal lie. Unhappy he who knows that book.
Yeah, I've read that book and it killed me.
Unhappy
A
he
fragment of
whose
that book
eyes
even.
alight upon that foulest of texts. Unhappy he who implores the standing stones, for he will free the powers of darkness.
Jeremy must have done that. Jeremy was definitely talking about going into the wilderness, into like a little enclave area kind of thing, so this is all Jeremy's fault.
Of the pit. Stagnant waters are like the memory of men. Beneath the surface calm, clawed beasts await, and are known to initiates as the Deep Ones.
We're definitely for Cthulhu.
Awaiting his prey,
100%
the Deep One
Cthulhu.
seizes him and drags him down to the abyss, where Dagon, the cruel god, swims and reveres him whose name may not be pronounced.
Yeah, we can't pronounce his name. No one pronounced his name. Definitely not me about 10 seconds ago.
Of libraries. Unhappy he who frees the prowler. Unhappy he who meets the prowler erring among the books. He generates the vagabond that comes from other spheres.
Here we go.
He believes the vagabond does not exist.
Oh, he exists. He's killing me.
He
How
will
do I get rid of
feel
him?
the embrace of death, for in the eyes of the vagabond, books are no more than dreams, stone no more than wind. The vagabond knows how to take the breath of the reckless. Of strife. He who speaks does not know, and believes he is able to kill the creatures of the night. Folly. Evil is conjured up by science and secrecy.
Okay, clearly the narrator is having a problem pronouncing the word PHE, so I'll read the rest. He who prowls among books will perish by the blade. He who flies in the dark caverns will scream in fear. He who swims in the depths will evaporate. But he who believes he
who
knows...
prowls
Never mind.
among books will perish by the blade. He who flies in the dark caverns will scream in fear. He who swims in the depths will evaporate. But he who believes he knows nothing.
Yeah, that describes
He
most
who
people I know.
knows says nothing. Of death. There are domains more terrible than death. That is not dead which can eternal lie. Each creature is conjured up and is not dead, but returns to the origins. A monster, a science. Steel kills the vagabond who never dies.
Could steel be used on the creature in the library, maybe?
Translator's note. Here ends the manuscript of Hubertus, who died in the library of the convent of Teruel in the year of our Lord 1666. Requiescat in pace.
So this game was secretly also the origin of Assassin's Creed. It's responsible for Resident Evil and Assassin's Creed. I think there is a lot of useful stuff in there. I'll hang on to that parchment for sure. Just going to make another save and then read this book, just in case it kills me. It's a fake book. A false book. I think we have an answer. Okay, let's drop that. Run from this spirit that we can't kill, apparently. So I think what we need to do is put the false book in here. There we go. What have we here? We have the pentacle or the talisman. That, I think, is a protection talisman, based on what we've read in the book so far. What else? What else? My oil lamp is burning. We have a dagger, a knife, some other kind of dagger, a parchment, a book, holy shit. Okay, we've got lots of stuff. What can I drop? I don't need an empty box. I'm going to hang on to this record against my better judgment. Let's drink the flask. Hopefully that puts me above 25. 35. Yes, okay, so there's no health cap. That's great. What else we got? We have... Let's drop the empty flask. See what we can pick up. Don't need that dagger. That dagger looks important. That parchment looks important. Oh my god, really? How much more have we got? We got 1, 2, 3. We need 3 more items. Let's drop these 2 knives that we got out of the kitchen because somehow it talked about a sacrificial dagger and somehow I think kitchen knives will not do the job. Just saying. Right, I really need 1 more space. Can I drop... Can I use a flask? Will that take me up to 55? If not, I'll be loading. 45, whatever. Let's drop the flask, wherever it is. Now we'll grab everything that's not now down here. Take. Yeah, I think it's what you can pick up is limited based on how many objects you're carrying in your inventory, not necessarily the weight of said objects in your inventory. I'll read these, but honestly, I may call it quits immediately after that.
The Book of Yael, Signs of Stone, Eucharistic Rituals of Forbidden Cults. Texts collated by Monsignor Vacher, legate in the Curia of the Vatican.
Numerous devilish cults speak of monstrous creatures called the Old Ones. These supernatural beings are believed to be possessed of powers equivalent to those of the gods of antique religions. Adepts of such cults refer to forbidden literature in order to cause these frightful entities to appear before them. What serious student of folk myths has not come across the names of Cthulhu and Shub-Niggurath?
I imagine most people without internet access have never heard of those.
It must be said that these creatures wield tremendous power and are difficult to control once they have been unleashed into the world. Those who serve He who goes in shadows protect themselves with signs of stone, carved into the walls of houses or engraved on various objects. For those misguided servants of evil, the best protection appears to be that afforded by the sign of the most ancient gods, engraved in Manar stone, a heavy material said to be disagreeable to the touch.
So we just picked up a talisman that looks exactly like that, and I'm not sure if that means we need to wear it, or maybe if we need to throw it at someone later on. I don't recall.
The sinful practices of those who fall into such errors can only lead to the darkest of despair, and are a mortal danger to the soul. Such monsters as those invoked by these foolhardy individuals are engendered when reason drops its guard. Man is easily tempted into perversion. It is why we must forever remain alert and renounce Satan with each breath we take. His ways are infinite in number.
Cthulhu is secretly Satan confirmed. Someone told the church. Signs and rituals is what we just looked at. Let's take a look at the second parchment there. Take a look at these two books really quickly, and then I'm going to call it quits. We'll deal with this dude.
The Sacrificial Dagger, Otto Stern, Lumina Books.
Although, if we can kill him right now, I will do so.
The importance placed on ritual sacrifice is constant in religious cult practice. Propitiating the gods is a theme common to many religions. The Old Testament affords many examples. Primitive polytheistic belief systems integrate sacrifice in their rituals as part of the recurrent process of reaffirmation and, naturally enough, group cohesion. The members of their social and religious community come together in an act of purification and atonement. It would be erroneous to imagine the act of human sacrifice linking priest, offering, and God, C.F. Manzetti's stone cults, as anything less than a vital focusing of the group's faith. The act also ensures the continuing appeasement of the god, but only if practiced by a recognized officiating priest using the appropriate instruments.
Tell me the instruments.
Studies made concerning primitive religious groups bear witness to the central role of sacrifice in living ritual.
Tell me the instruments.
My own work in the field of ethnopsychology brought me into contact with a sorcerer living in the region of Arkham. He introduced me to the rite of steel, linked to a ceremony known as adoring the black goat of the woods with 1,000 youngs. The god being adored is known as the vagabond. Here, the dagger's role, which allows the life breath to pass from one dimension to another, is essential. The vagabond is a frightening figure, being able to move where he wants and to kill those who have displeased the goat god, for whom he acts as a go-between. The goat is clearly a fertility god. The priest, having spoken the invocation, must choose the appropriate dagger for the sacrifice.
So we need to say something and then stab him with the right dagger. There we go.
A knife with a sinusoidal blade that must be dipped 7 times on night when the moon is full in water that has been distilled 100 times will be laid aside, since it would send the vagabond back into his own dimension. See illustration.
I hope someone has prepared the knife for me first, because so there's some water downstairs, but it is not exactly distilled. It is very stagnant.
The priest will rather choose the dagger with a curved blade. That is more appropriate for slitting of the lamb's throat. This act transfigures the sorcerer priest and plunges the assembled worshippers into a divine trance.
So that seems completely unnecessary. Let me just see if we can take this dude out. So it looks like this dude is in fact called a vagabond. It is this particular dagger here, which we can equip. I assume he's not coming into this room because there's a giant pentagram in here, which frightens him. Right, you sir. Oh, God. Sorry, I just need to line you up slightly better. I apologise, you all missed a dramatic moment because he was off screen. And that there is where I'm going to end things. So let me just quickly pick up the lamp. I'm going to leave this room. Never mind. Oh, all these daggers. This talisman, these parchments, these arrows. I'm really not sure what I need to be carrying around at this point.
Editor's note.
Memories was absolutely nothing. Let's drop that. Gonna grab the lamp, quickly exit this room. And we'll have a look at those 2 books, those 2 new books that we picked up first thing next time. Yeah, the lamp's gone down from 48 to 36, so we really are limited in how much we can do that.